So hi, my name is Mags Boyd. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our Melt Method social media training and affiliate call for Refersion. So we are here to share some great information with you. I'm here with Michelle Haynes, who's our head of marketing. So she's going to share some really awesome things with you shortly. We also have Carrie Bodendorf, who's head of online training. You all know Carrie. Hopefully everyone knows Carrie. Yeah, so we're going to get started. We're going to share some great information about Refersion, how to get in, how to get your information, and then show you some tips on how to do some marketing and social.
Looking for your
It's in the beginning.
So I'm looking for your presentation. I think I got the wrong one loaded here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes. Sorry, go right ahead.
No problem. All right. So welcome everyone. So just to clarify, all of you who have been a part of Pepper Jam / Partnerize as they evolved over the years, you were automatically added to this, and anyone with a membership was already automatically added to Refersion when we launched the website. So you received emails back then a long time ago. You may not have them in your inbox anymore, but that's okay. You can still log in. So we have the login link here. And this presentation will be shared with you after the call, but you can log in directly through the login link and you will get into your affiliate account. There's a temporary password set up with your affiliate account that's in the email that was sent to you. If you have any questions about like how to log in or how to get that temporary password, you can always contact instructorinfo@meltmethod.com. But my point is just that even if you didn't have that, you could even select the lost password option, and then you would be able to get into your account. Now, the tricky part, it's not tricky, actually, it's really simple. But Refersion will send you an email to validate your account. So when you go to log in, it will say a message that's a notification. It's not an error. It's just a gentle reminder that it's going to send you an email that you need to click on to validate your account in order to get in. And that's for people who have not set up Refersion yet. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear before we get started so that you know how to get started and get set up in there. If you have any issues getting in, logging in, again, you can contact us at instructorinfo@meltmethod.com and we're happy to help. So once you log into your affiliate account, one of the great things about Refersion is it's very, very easy to use. It's really simple and straightforward. So when you log in, you'll see your dashboard here. This is exactly what it looks like. You would just click on copy to get your link. So that's your link. That link will take anyone to any product within the Melt store. All they have to do is go to that link and then just navigate to whatever products they'd like to purchase. So that's one way that you can share your affiliate information with your customers. Another thing that you can do is you can use the coupon code here. So you'll see on the screen here that shows mine, it's Boyd at Melt. So for that method, all I have to do is share this coupon code with my customers. Now, I want to make sure they understand there isn't a discount associated with the code. This is a tracking coupon, but it's just another way for your customers to make sure that their order is associated with your account, and that way you can receive commission on those accounts. We definitely encourage you to share that information with your client base. They want to support you. And this is how you can get you can basically get the equivalent to your instructor discount in commission. So it's a great way for you to sell the products. You don't have to have inventory. You can just simply share your link and all your customer orders will get credited to your account. There's additional things you can do here. You can create a link to a specific page. I'm not going to get into a lot of those details because we're going to do a lot more, have a lot more information to share with you on this call. But if you do have any questions about that kind of thing, you can always contact Instructor Info again. And you can also refer to some of our previous calls where we've gotten a little bit more into how to get into Refersion and how to get that information.
And Mags, I just posted a video tutorial on how to do that and set up Refersion Pay in the chat.
Thank you, Carrie. Amazing. This is what teamwork is all about. I love it. It's great. Okay, so moving on. So when you log in, If you have not set up Reversion Pay, you're going to see a notification right here that says, please add a payment method. So just to clarify, if you are an international instructor and you do not have a US bank, then you will not be able to use Reversion Pay right now. At some point that will change according to Reversion, but for now you will get paid through PayPal. If you do have a US bank, then you do need to set up Reversion Pay. That is a good thing because Reversion Pay allows you to receive your commissions directly deposited into your bank account, and you don't have to worry about the PayPal fees. Unfortunately for international, that's our option for payment. But again, they should be adding Reversion Pay for that at some point. I'm not sure when that's happening with them, but that was mentioned in the past. So just so you all are aware, but you do want to just click on the terms and add the payment method. You'll also need to add your tax information. So you can see that tab here. That applies to everyone. So if you are international, there's a different form you're going to use. If you are based in the US and you're setting up Reversion Pay, you'll have to fill out the W-9. Those tax forms can be a little funky and confusing, but if you just go to irs.gov and look up that form, you'll get step-by-step instructions on how to fill that out. You can always, refer to the rest of your instructors in your community or, in the Melt Method instructor community, because, everyone has gone through that process. And yeah, so that's how you'll get moving on that. And the important thing here is that you do need to set up Reversion Pay in order for you to have your commissions approved. So that's what's important about that.
Can I just share something here, Mags,
Yep.
that I think is important? When I first signed up for what I thought was Reversion Pay, all I did was set up PayPal because it does allow you to do that. And it said, you're all set for PayPal. However, if you're in the US, that is not going to get you paid. You have to go through Reversion Pay. I thought I was set and I wasn't. So just
Yeah.
make sure you follow the Reversion Pay tutorial I just posted in the chat to make sure that you're getting paid, because we do
Right.
have a whole bunch of commissions that need to be paid out that we cannot pay out right now.
Exactly. So if you have pending commissions and you're like, I wonder why these commissions aren't being approved, it is likely that you haven't set up your payment method. But again, contact instructor info and, we can help you assess that situation and see what's going on with that. So from here, there's a couple tabs you can click on. One is payment history. I think that's our next slide. So that will show payments that have been sent to you. And there's a link here too. So again, this document's going to be shared after the call. And it's going to be uploaded to instructor download. So you can refer to this in the future. And then this is what your conversions will look like. So this is an example of the order and what the commission is. So you can actually see that here. These are pending. So until your payment method is set up, all your commissions are going to stay pending, right? So there's the status of the commission here, which is pending, or this bottom one is approved. And then there's the payment status. And so that's when you actually get paid. And if you read the terms, you'll see that there's a couple of things, there's a couple of timelines that have to pass. So first of all, 30 days have to pass. That's our return policy. We have to make sure that customer didn't send that item back or something like that. And then payments are made on a monthly basis and things are being approved bi-weekly. So to sum all of that up, it's about 45 to 60 days from when the sale is made to when you'll actually get payment for that sale, assuming your payment method is set up and everything is ready to go, that we can approve it and everything. So yeah, so that's how that works. And that's the information about Reversion, how to get your links, how to set it up, how to get paid. You'll notice I've emphasizing the payment a lot, and that's because we do have some instructor affiliates who have commissions that are pending that don't have their payment methods set up. So, we're working on a process to reach out to you all individually, but the best way to communicate it right now is just to let everybody know to get that set up. So I think Michelle is going to take over now and go over some social media stuff.
There is a question before we get going.
Yeah.
Michelle Jones is asking, as an international instructor, can I leave the commission payments in my account to access when needed, or do I need to set up PayPal to get paid out?
You do need to set up PayPal to get paid out because commissions can only stay pending for so long. They cannot stay pending indefinitely. So we would want you to set up your PayPal so that you can get paid out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Max. That was pretty
And we have
thorough.
extended the time on that just so that it gives all of our instructors a little bit more time to get those things set up. So we don't, we're not trying to like rip the rug out from under you. So we did our best, but we've got it out to the maximum amount of time right now. So
Yeah. Yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention, I think early on we talked about people from the previous Partnerize Pepper Jam affiliate program being invited into Refersion. Is we also took all of our instructor list and sent out invitations to the email that you had on file with us. So even if you weren't part of Partnerize or Pepper Jam previously, you would have received an invitation. If for some reason you have difficulty finding that information, finding that email, please just contact our customer service and we'll be happy to help like get you another a copy of that invite or get you whatever you need to get your account set up.
And one more thing I want to say, just to put that out there too, especially for those of you that have been around with us for a while, sometimes your email addresses have changed. So it's possible that the email address that you used in Partnerize or Pepper Jam, 7 years ago is not the same current email address you have, but that's the email address we have set up on your account. So rather than applying to Refersion with another email and creating multiple accounts in Refersion, we would ask that you contact us so that we can get that email address changed. Sorry.
That's
Some
good
emergencies
point.
are
Yeah.
happening in my neighborhood. Sorry.
We are seeing
Close the window.
duplicates on instructors. So over different email addresses. So just to avoid confusion and by accident, you set up on one email address and then you go and check in another email address and you're not seeing the transactions coming through. To avoid that type of complication, please make sure like you reach out to customer service if you have duplicate accounts or if you just need to figure out which account is assigned to you or which email you have on. Okay, so taking this over, I'm going to be taking everybody through some social media training. Really, the purpose of this is to give you some resources to help to promote yourself and your practice in your local areas. We understand that the language that we've been using, and we've been trying to really make a lot of efforts on our side to change the way that we're talking to the general consumers. We definitely don't want to isolate people that aren't on Melt and using Melt and are loyal to Melt, but we do want to make sure that we get the word out to people who haven't heard of Melt. But that takes some adjustment into the way that we talk to people, right? So up until now, we've used a lot of science-based fascia information about fascia and information about connective tissue to like really teach all of you Melt and kind of pass along the message. Sometimes that doesn't resonate with people who don't know Melt from a hole in the wall. So what we want to do is to kind of teach you guys different ways in which we're training ourselves to speak to our audiences, and especially the new ones that we're trying to go out and get, so that we can get more people involved in Melt and hopefully be able to connect the public out to you more. So I just took over head of marketing not too long ago, but I just want to emphasize that my purpose, like one of the things that I see is that you guys are the life force of Melt. It is completely, we are very reliant on you in passing around the word in your local communities about Melt to make the brand something that feels more of a community and more like all-encompassing. And that is my main focus. I am looking for strategies and ways in which we can give you guys resources and tools to make your job of promoting yourselves better, and ways that we as Melt Method can help link you with consumers more directly. So it only works to our benefit to have you guys succeed. So that is like my number one mission in taking over on marketing and Melt Method. And also with that goes the changing in how we express ourselves in language. You guys will be seeing some changes. We have like 1 or 2 weeks from now, we'll be changing our homepage. You'll start to see that our messaging is changing very much more towards being a little bit more to people who don't understand or know Melt. So we'll be referring to like, pain relief and things of that nature so that people understand what melt is, and it's not always the question that's the first thing out of people's mouth. What is melt method? We're to find ways to approach that, to resolve that and answer that in our marketing. So let me take you through some of the melt method demographics and where this information is found. So we have our Google Analytics on our website, and since this data is basically based on the traffic that we've seen since we've launched the new website, Shopify. On the right, you'll see a demographic, US traffic by state. So these are just the top 10 states that we're seeing the most traffic to our site. Doesn't mean that other states that are not listed on this chart don't get any traffic. They do get some traffic, just not in comparison to others. But this is currently what we're seeing in our demographics for our current audience. On the left, you'll see our demographics for our email list. So these are the people that are we're nurturing them through their melt purchases and seeing like what that audience looks like right now. As most of you have probably heard us before state, it's predominantly women. But what we're finding, what's very interesting, is that the age range of women that are interacting with our site have expanded. So that 35 to 44, that 45 to 54 is a lot more represented now than it ever has been, which is actually a good sign. It means we have more reach. And I don't think that male percentage will remain at that. I think the tactics that we move forward with, we will not be excluding men from our marketing, but it's just good to know where our demographics currently are and where our customers currently live. The other thing that I wanted to make sure that I made a call out to you guys is about the devices in which people use to engage with Melt. So currently on our website, we're seeing a 62% mobile. This is a little heavy on mobile, but it's also due to the fact that a lot of people access Melt on Demand through mobile devices from our homepage. So it also kind of tilts the scale a little bit on mobile. But for a long time, mobile's been creeping up, and if not exceeding the device usage for our users, it's definitely like on par, slightly above desktop. For the reporting that we see 30% on desktop and very, very minimal on tablet. And the reason why I'm stating this is because when you're presenting content to people, just know that the majority of people are finding Melt, interacting with Melt on their mobile devices, which means that certain content that you share, like let's say landscape, isn't going to work in mobile. You need to go portrait. So those are things that we're taking into account on our website as we build out new pages, as we make changes to landing pages and our homepage. We're taking those things into account, and we're passing along the information to you so that you can also learn from these findings that we're seeing. So social platforms, let's talk about that for a little bit, because honestly, right now in the marketing world, social platforms are the best way in which you can grow your business. And that means new clients, new people to your practice that you can bring into the fold into your Melt practices and how you can engage with them. The biggest ones right now that we're going to talk about today are Facebook and Instagram. We have other presences on other social platforms, which I'll show you in just a second. But the main focus is on Facebook and Instagram. And to be honest, if I were to put the two side by side, Instagram is slightly above, especially using the Reels format. Melt social platforms, the other ones that we have a presence on LinkedIn. We have a presence on YouTube. I very often will dump a lot of content into YouTube for things that we posted. This is more for long form video, things that are that are not great for people that are just learning about Melt or just like we're a blip on their radar. Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest are some other areas that we have an established presence. So this is a little bit about what we talked about earlier. How do we speak Melt? What we're learning as we're trying different things out is that being too complex or too long-winded in our communication, and this is more about the sciencey part of what we do to explain things, is not meant for a first interaction. When you're greeting somebody off the street, you're not going to be engaging with them and telling them your life story within 30 seconds. you're going to tell them, say hello and have a short greeting. It's the same type of correlation when it comes to marketing, to your messaging and your marketing. You want to be brief yet descriptive. You want to be compelling in the language that you're using to attract viewers, to give you an additional 30 seconds. It's kind of like that. You're a hitchhiker on the side of the road, and what are you going to post on that sign that's going to make that car stop? They're not going to listen to you if you can't grab their attention within those first 3 seconds. So the content that you're putting out there to attract a new audience needs to be that intrusive or interruptive. It needs to be that, big clapping type of motion effect that stops people and attracts to listen. Using a question rather than a statement is a great way to engage with your audience. Do you have joint pain? Is chronic pain an issue for you? Are you still on the couch, from that knee replacement? Like, those types of questioning will engage a viewer to be like, oh, that's me, or, oh, yeah, I have an answer to that. And then they'll look to engage. Video content, I can't stress this enough, is king right now. You can use still images, and there's ways I'll explain to you a little bit later on how you could use it in creative ways, but still images are just not going to give you the same amount of interaction as video content will. Video just speaks a larger story, still is very, very stagnant and very limiting. Using stills, just an idea that I can give you is you can create like a video with music, with stills that you can put into like a carousel. And that is a creative way of turning still imagery, because maybe you have folders and folders of still imagery, turning it into video content that then can be streamed that way across channels. Differentiating yourself is also a definite do, especially for those of you who have like other practices like Pilates and yoga where you incorporate melt. The way that you can best distinguish yourself from other Pilates or yoga instructors is to explain how you've incorporated melt into your existing business. That differentiates yourself from any other Pilates or yoga instructor around. So I've provided here a couple of examples on some of the, just snippets of language that you can use that speak to being a little bit more brief and descriptive versus being very sciencey or too complex. Hashtags. So hashtags, there's like a lot of like pro and con type of information out there about hashtags, but hashtags still remain on most platforms a really good way to promote yourself to groups of people that otherwise would not have heard from you or heard about you. So people who are looking at content that is about kittens, like if you hashtag and your content is related to kittens, you'll have more of a chance of grabbing an audience that wants to see more information or follow more information on those hashtags. This is extremely relevant when it comes to Instagram. Here I have some best practices channel by channel on what you should do about hashtags, how many you should use, and how many are recommended by channel. We have here Facebook and Pinterest in the first, LinkedIn here, and TikTok. We're gonna spend a lot of time talking about Instagram, so I'm gonna spend a little bit more time here. You can use as many hashtags as you really want for Instagram. And one of the best things to do when you're researching for hashtags, and we'll continue to provide like a list of recommended hashtags just as you see on this particular slide. But if you're looking for your own, what you'll want to do is look to see the post history on that particular hashtag. You don't want to be posting content to a hashtag that has millions of posts because you're going to get drowned out. Your voice will never get heard. But if you pick something that's kind of in between, we say kind of like a nice safe range is between 10,000 and 5,000 posts, you're getting enough traffic that you have enough of an audience to actually start to make some traction in there. And you're not going to get drowned out by other posts that could be on, like, for example, hashtag health. That's a good example. Then there's other hashtag types. So based on the type of content that you're putting out, you'll want to think about what voice you want to cover with that hashtag. Are you branding? So first of all of the hashtag, like every hashtag that you use should start with Melt Method, just because it's the brand and you're branding yourself, right? Some other ideas are location, like I gave as an example, like the Upper East Side, New York City. Like that is a good hashtag if you happen to be an instructor in that local area and there's a following to that particular hashtag in that area. Industry, if you're looking to post information about myofascial release or whatever, you can use that. A community would be something that is kind of like influencer based. So if you are an influencer in your own area and you have a particular community that you've already grown, you can speak to that. Like I gave an example here, just finding one. Joyful Network is a community group that people follow, and if you hashtag that, you'll end up getting like more audience, especially when you're doing like collaborations with other people. Post descriptions, this one's really important. So if you're looking for things like joint pain relief is a great example, back pain, knee pain, you want to make sure though that these hashtags are very relevant to the content you're providing. You're not just like posting hashtag back pain and then showing like a knee movement, or doing a hashtag hip pain and then doing like a hand treatment. Like those are the types of things that would not line up. You want your hashtags to very much speak to the type of content that you're doing. That's one of the things I would say. And like, make sure you're also looking at not only how many posts are going into a particular hashtag, but the type of content found in there. So for example, if I were to say, I wonder what hand treatment would look like. Well, the first thing I want to do is go into the Explore section of Instagram, type in hashtag hand treatment into the search. And when I looked it up, I saw a lot of skincare stuff. You don't want to be posting melt content on something where most people are there because they want to fix the way that their skin looks on their hands. So that's just it's just not as direct or as relative. Call to actions. I can't stress this enough too. There's no rule. Believe me, there's no rule that you can't use more than one, and you should have more than one, because Instagram works a lot on recency. So the latest post will be presented to people more frequently than later posts, but one post can lead someone to a later, to one that was posted previously, like a lot later. So you could have a particular CTA for today, like, hey, today I've got this class going in your local area, but then have another one that's more evergreen, that is like, for example, your link on Refersion to go to the Melt Method page for product purchase. So you can use more than one. I promise you, there is no rule that you can't use more than one. You should use more than one wherever you can post it. And there's different rules about how to add or tag specific links on posts. So I gave you some information here about how to do that, such as in Instagram and stories, you can use the sticker function on how to add a link. And here I have a step-by-step on Instagram stories on how you physically do that. So you can go up into the top, you see the little sticker image, you select your sticker, you can change the language of text on that sticker, and then you can put in the URL, and then you hit done, and it comes up into your content. And you would add that obviously into any content that you previously loaded. So here I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of Instagram Reels, and I've talked about this earlier. Instagram Reels is really the hottest thing right now as far as gaining new audience members. I'm going to walk through and show you a few that really resonated with us, that were shared with us for some instructors that are doing the type of content that we would like, that we're going to be doing very much similar things, and we want everyone else to be sharing that same pattern. So here we are with Amy Berry.
And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
So here, this was Amy Berry's.
And I'm feeling.
Sorry about that. she started off with a question, already really good for engagement. There are going to be types of reels that you'll want to create that are very much entertainment based. They're set to really cool music. Research trending music that you can. Those are definitely do's I highly recommend. And what you'll want to do is when it comes to the content on these, you can fill out more of the more of your CTA and information in the comments section. Just really getting more people to like stop and pay attention and see what this thing is all about. They'll learn more about that in your comment section. If your video speaks more, and we'll get into this a little bit later, to more actually Melt Method and what Melt Method provides as a service, you don't need to go so heavy on the text in your comments. So,
And I'm feeling
sorry. Let me see if I can page down. Here we go. So here we have London Souza with another video tutorial.
Rise and shine, got my espresso, my essential oils, and my breath, working into some shoulder mobility. And then I've been jumping into the Melt Method. This is a very, very awesome method for pain relief, flexibility, mobility, chronic pain. It's been so amazing for my back, hamstrings, hips. And I just love this sequence with the little squishy ball and the squishy foam roller. Highly recommend it. I love it so much. And happy Monday.
So this is also a great video, what she's done, and you can do this directly in the platform. You can record yourself at a different speed and have a voiceover effect afterwards. You can do this all in the platform. You don't need any special software, any special anything. You can do this directly into the platform. You just have to play with those settings that are in the Instagram Reels to produce this exact type of content with your own spin. And then here you're kind of speaking your information. So you'll want your information about your CTAs and all that to be a little bit more forefront. You don't need to give any more explanation as to Melt. Here you would post your class, order products from you, things of that nature, that type of messaging. And you won't have to like really give anything about definitions about what Melt Method is. It kind of is self-explanatory.
Rise and shine, got my espresso.
There we go. Now we've got Heather with Healthy Heather Pilates.
What's the difference between a melt roller and a foam roller? A foam roller is hard and you often associate pain with foam rolling. Okay, so it's also a lot thicker and bigger than a melt roller. You can see the difference is pretty big there. And melt roller is softer. You can squish it and you can bend it. And a melt roller, you're going to not feel so much pain when you're using this. It's going to make you smile. So really, melt rollers make you feel really great. And if you're feeling pain, you're going too deep, too fast. So which one should you pick? Melt rollers. I don't even use this. I use this for a demonstration. I don't even touch it anymore, okay? So try Melt and see how it can work for you.
So here's another great example with Heather. First of all, starting off with a question, again, great engagement there, but also differentiating Melt from other foam rolling. I think that is a big seller there. There's a lot of people who foam roll and don't know the difference, don't know that there's another alternative out there. So it's a great way to put yourself out there and distinguish yourself from other other foam rolling techniques that other people in your local area might be engaged in. So it's a really great way of doing that. And I would hashtag this foam rolling so that people who are looking for information on foam rolling in Instagram Explore come across your feed because you're differentiating yourself. So these are more like educational type of reels and are really great on giving little snippets of information to kind of lead them into the bigger, like, whoa, what is this Melt all about? That's what you want to be doing. Little information's about, like, I know that you guys have all seen it, about like the Dowager's hump and about like the bad posture. This is really trending ways in which we can engage on Instagram about Melt and how Melt differentiates, how Melt can help to address those issues in your voice, in your local area. So you're inviting people And it's not just about bringing people to the Melt website. It's about also bringing business to your door. If you're having local Melt classes, promote them, get them out there, get people looking at your schedule, having them connect with you. That is the way that you're going to be growing your business further locally. And we are also striving for ways in which we are going to be working with you all to connect you with our customer base. So there's more information. I don't want to spill the beans too much on more surprises coming down the road, but we are working on a very big program to exactly do that. Connect more of our customer audience with all of our instructors that are engaged with Melt and currently active. So more to come on that. There's a lot more coming. And this is just the first of many business resources that we're looking to add to your toolbox to make sure that you're as successful as we can make you. And as we're learning things, I promise I'll be sharing with all of you as much as we find out about our audience and how we take this moving forward. My goal is to make sure everyone hears and knows about Melt. And I know that in order to do that, I need to get you guys informed and knowing the same so that you guys can amplify the message out in your local communities and be our representatives. So with that being said, I have some resources here for you. On this last page, on the left-hand side, I was hoping to have some customized Loom videos, but that didn't actually pan out. I've highlighted a couple of YouTube videos that really go through extensive time prompted like lists of how to do video on Instagram, some trends, creating the videos on the fly, so like on your phone or using existing video to relate to that. Editing text always throws people off, so there's a really great one in there that's also time stamped. So there's more information there. If you need more information, would like more information about the marketing, if we can help you in any way, please let us help you to support you. We'll be sending information surveys out to you all to get more information to see how we can help better. But at the same time, if you have questions, pressing things coming up, reach out to us through the customer service team. They know how to get hold of us, and we'll make sure that we reach out to you and let you know in any way that we can help you. Towards the right here, you have some content creation tips. So this is more about when you're recording content, just things to keep in mind. Things like I talked about really early on in the presentation, shooting video in portrait instead of horizontal. I think a lot of us are used to like the old like video cameras and shooting things horizontally like a movie. That just does not work for most content, and trying to change horizontal to vertical is really, really hard. So don't create so much stress for yourself. Turn it portrait, make this content too. It doesn't always have to be about Melt. It could be about your favorite shake in the morning, and you can incorporate a message that ties back to Melt or ties back to you and your practice. You want a good combination of content that you're putting out there about you as a small business owner, using Melt in your practice. And again, if there's any way that I can share more information, please don't hesitate to reach out. Mags, Carrie, do we have any questions regarding the marketing material that we presented today, or maybe even reversion questions that came in kind of late? I'd love to hear if anyone has questions.
I'm answering a question in the chat right now, which is how to log in. So I'm just going to put, so the basic thing to remember is that if you have not logged into your account before, then you have a temporary password here. So the password is affiliate@Melt. And I'm putting this in my message that I'm typing literally right now. So if you have changed your password, then you would log in with whatever password you've saved. But you can always use the lost password link if you aren't sure.
Very true. Yep. I'm going to stop sharing here for just a quick second so I can see.
Michelle has a question.
Yeah. Hi.
Michelle, do you just want to unmute yourself and ask? Go ahead.
You know, I'm dying to say something.
I know you do.
Okay. So this is so great. Thank you, by the way, because I know I've got to get out there, but I just feel like such a dinosaur with it all. So,
Me too.
yeah. But you know what? Forget that. This is now a new day and I can do this. So can I record something and send it to you, and you can like say, oh my gosh, this like, no, this is gonna bomb, or
No. So first of all, I am not the know-all be-all of whether it's going to resonate with engagement or not, but I would happily give you any type of advice that you'd like on the marketing materials that I'm putting out. And if it's helpful to you, I can throw out some creative briefs that we're working on internally on some ideas for social media reels. So one of the ones that I just had Sue do for me a couple of weeks ago when we were in Connecticut was she did a melt foot treatment while brushing her teeth. So the idea of incorporating a daily habit, find ways, creative ways that you guys all use or teach other people to incorporate melt so that it doesn't seem so taxing or something that they have to do in the day. They can incorporate while they're doing something else. I don't know, making a pot of coffee or making some soup for dinner, you know, whatever it is, you can incorporate a way of showing how they can build it into their daily habits. So the idea is, right, daily habit forming and creating healthy habits. So that's the theme. And one thing I don't know if I alluded to it in our tips, you want to make sure that there's like a story or a theme and only one during whatever content that you're posting. Don't try to complex it with too many things. Like, it's better to do multiple than to do one. And I can't stress this enough. Post. You walk to the store and you have like a melt method moment, like inspiration hits you, go on live. Then you come back and you have like a set of pictures that you've been dying to post from the retreat you went on last weekend. Create a carousel, because again, that's still imagery, right? So create a carousel where you have on a beautiful music track, you know, that something that you heard before, you save it, you keep your carousel and you promote it that way. Create a reel on the next day, like vary your content. I will tell you, reels are really where the audience are right now. Facebook reels, Instagram reels. Stories are still relevant. Single feed posts in Instagram, don't do. If you're going to do a single post, do a carousel. Put a bunch of pictures together and have it carousel together. Because not only will it help you with unfortunately, like the still posts only really are for people who are actually following you will see it. You aren't going to go to the bigger expanded people that are watching Explore or are being presented with Explore. So the Explore reels. So what you'll want to do is do a carousel so at least it shows up multiple times, because sometimes if you have a carousel, it'll show one tile with one picture and then it'll pick like your third picture to do another tile. And so, you know, it'll fill up your feed. So you can do something like that. But again, reels are the way to go. Video. I can't stress that enough. That is all that is working right now, and super short. If you're over 90 seconds, you're going to be doing a lot of editing. Like, get it down to with like 60 seconds, if not even shorter. TikTok is like seconds and that's it. But TikTok, we're not stressing, we're not focusing on, because that's not based on our demographics. That's not where most of people in our demographics are spending time. So right now we will get to it and we will improve upon our presence in TikTok. We're just not focusing on it right now because we need to work on our presence on Instagram and Facebook first.
Okay, so a reel I can record and review, because the only way I've ever known how to talk to people is live, and that's pretty scary.
It is scary.
No, but it's not. Yeah.
So Michelle, I have an idea for you, because I just yesterday started messing around with Instagram reels, and like, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh my God, is this going out live right now? I hope not. Like, you know, I don't want it to look at me this way. And I'm trying to like pull videos in. I watched a couple of tutorials and I'm just trying to get the hang of it. And you can download it to your phone. Like once you're done with your reel, if you want to download it to your phone, you could then, I'm thinking, instead of like inundating Michelle with videos, she's a very busy woman.
Okay.
Is share it on the All Connect page, and we could all help each other, because I'm brand new to this. So upload it to the All
And I'm
Connect
watching.
page.
I'm watching that.
Michelle will be there, but so will a whole bunch of other people. And I know we've got some superstar social media people in our instructor community that I'm sure will help us out, right? It's like, if I know how to do something, I want to spread the word and help you all know how to do it. So upload it to the instructor All Connect page on Facebook and just say, hey, anybody have any tweaks for me? What else should I add? Is it too long? You know, is the messaging right? And then you can get feedback on it and go back to the drawing board, but it's not live on your reels or in your Instagram feed until you press post or whatever.
Okay, so you just record it and it just,
You can record it, you can edit it, you
Record
can
it.
add your stickers, you can add everything, and then upload it to the All Connect page for.
The other thing to make it a little less intimidating, Michelle, is you can also record it, do some edits, save it as a draft, put
Yep.
the phone away, come back to it. Walk away, step away, do something, come back to it. It'll save where you left off will be saved in your drafts and will not publish until you're ready to post it.
okay, good. Because I was thinking of doing a live, but that's just horrible. Reels are where it's at. Okay.
But reels are where it's at if you want audience. That's just where it is. The lives are not being picked up in those bigger audiences, not with the algorithm. Instagram is really dedicated to making reels work. So their algorithm really speaks to that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is the recency. The closer it is gaining traction, as fast as it is gaining traction, like that's what's going to present it to more people. So I'll give you a very good way of doing that with a CTA. So if you're doing something like about knee pain, and then you post, comment below if you have knee pain, or if you had a recent knee replacement, the comments are going to flow in, and all of a sudden Instagram's going to be like, oh, this particular post is getting a lot of traction. I'm going to post it to more people and throw it out to more people. So that's why I keep telling, like I was stressing, CTAs are not just go to purchase. CTAs are react, show me that you're alive, post, like, comment, do something. A CTA, like click like, I want to avoid click like because it's not really that much of an engagement. Comment, let me know what you think about this. Tell me where your joint pain is. How can I help you better? Was this useful? Those types of questions for engagement, if you can get some traction, your content could go viral. Like literally, it really only takes one good reel to get the ball rolling downhill and getting people to create a lot of traction. And the more people that comment, the more that CTA resonates with people, the more you're going to get picked up by that algorithm and seen in front of more people.
And Michelle, you also recommend that we share each other's content, right? So if I see
Yes.
another Melt Instructors post, I should share that as well, so that
Yeah,
we
for
can
sure.
help each other.
For sure. Share like crazy amongst each other, because us as a community, it becomes like a big web. And the more connectivity that Facebook sees within our community, within our network, the more it wants to show more content related. So that's where the hashtags also become important, right? If we're all hashtagging Melt Method and hashtagging very similar hashtags, all those audience are going to start seeing not just one video about Melt, but 3 or 7, 8, 10. It'll start to gain some traction, and we'll really start to get some movement in getting the word out, because that's our purpose, right? Our purpose here is making sure that everybody on this planet hears and knows about Melt. There's so many of us that there's enough of us to go around to engage with them all. We just need a way to get everyone working together simultaneously to be able to get the community to know more about all of you and Melt as a presence. So like I said, I'm going to tease this again. There are other plans that I have for you all where I'm going to be like quite literally putting customers in your inbox to say, reach out to this person, please. They're looking for a Melt instructor in their area. Please connect with them. It's quite literally that impactful. So we'll talk more about that because I'm going to hold back a little bit of information. But the next all instructor call, we'll be doing a presentation to present that plan. It's my hope to be able to connect the consumers directly with you all as much as possible. That is,
Michelle, I think Michelle Downs has a question.
Well, no, so I would love to come to you and take a class. I just think that I'm so old that I just don't have the confidence. I'm confident on my Zooms now, that's okay, but it's the social media. But here's the thing. I have a niece in Toronto, and she's been doing this for the last, building herself up probably 10 years. She's now making $165,000 a month.
What?
Yeah.
And she's she's the number 3 influencer in Canada on Amazon.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
So it can be done.
Yeah.
It
so
Can you
can
give us a lesson?
Yeah.
I don't know anything. Like, I just feel so fake when I'm like, because I've tried to do it, and then I look at this and I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look, and who's going to listen to me?
No, but if you have to think about it like talking to a group of friends that have very similar interests and are exactly like you. Take out the intimidation factor, because really all people that are on Facebook are exactly like you. They're like friends around the coffee table. If you can put that to the side and just speak to them the way you would talk to a person in like your friend group, you're going to resonate. It's not going to come off fake. So really, I know it's a very intimidating to put yourself out there, but as small business owners, that's the only way to become successful and to get your name out there. So I promise you, we are working on plans to get your feet wet and get you out there working with more people in the public. We would love your help in getting like a real movement behind our social media and getting the word out about Melt in very creative ways. It can be, taking a walk and talking about, balance. It could be brushing your teeth and showing a Melt move. It could be showing the difference between, how flexible a Melt soft roller is compared to a foam roller. Carrie and Amanda did some really funny videos about how they were using the roller in very like different ways, like they were throwing it in the pool and using them as life preservers, saying, oh, Melt saved me, like that type of thing. And it was just a funny spoof, but we just want to create content that gets people talking. Then there will be a lot of other videos that will post educational, informative, things of that nature that will get people to look more towards the brand to see if it can help them.
So Michelle, I really love, was it Amy's video with the feeling good, like the balls dropping and on the roller? I love that one so much. Would you discourage us from recreating like that exact same thing for ourselves?
No, I don't.
You know what I mean?
No,
Because I like the creative stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I could come up with something clever, but if we could just like copy each other.
Yeah, I don't think.
What do you think about that?
You'll want to watch Instagram and look at the explore page and like watch the reels and save the music. As you're seeing one that you're like, oh, I so could do that for Melt, and I see it all the time.
Yeah,
I see it all the time. I want to hit save on like so many different music types that could really work to resonate for reels. All you have to do is save it. Then once you've saved it, you can go back, pull up that same audio and put it into a reel for yourself.
mm-hmm.
They have the trending ones where they're like Mambo number 5 that you're like pointing out to different calls to action and dancing. You don't need to know anything to be able to do that. Like those types of things that we want to be creating because we want to cause a buzz. That's exactly what we're looking to do, is cause a buzz and be able to connect everyone to the same audiences that we're all trying to get to. Like I said, all of you live in different parts of the country. You're all spread out enough that there's enough people that we can all help each other to grow that client base. So it's really going to be a joint effort, and every effort that you make is going to expand.
There's a couple questions in the chat I want to address just while we still have time. One, somebody was asking how to link their Refersion link to a picture. And one thing I did not mention in the little bit about Refersion is that within your Refersion account, you'll see a section that's labeled creatives. Within that section, you'll see products, Melt on Demand, so the different categories that we offer. Those images there are pictures that directly link to the products. There's also one that directly just links to the Melt store, but that's how you can do that. And we can obviously talk about other things on a future call, but I just wanted to point that out there, that we do have those creatives within Refersion already set up for you to do that.
And
so you just share
really
those
quickly
images and it directly links to those accounts.
Just really quickly too, Mags, on that point, if I have a MailChimp account, so if I put a picture in my MailChimp account, I have the option to click on that picture, click on, create a link, and then you could put your reversion link
Exactly,
there. So it
exactly,
depends on the
exactly.
platform that you're talking about, like how to link a picture. It depends on where you're trying to link a picture.
Exactly.
You
There's
can
many,
link a
many ways
picture-
to do that. But yeah, there's those few that are already in there.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I want to bring up a good point that Carrie brought up, and it's about I'm going to use a marketing term called lead gen. You want to be creating opportunities for people to engage with you, even if it's for a first interaction for free, to present them with something like Melt that could amplify further. So, for example, with Carrie's MailChimp account, offering a free class to sign up and register in her mail, her mail system, so she becomes a subscriber. Once she takes that one class, then Carrie can then email market to them and say, hey, I'm having a class next week. Do you want to join? Just X amount right here. Go ahead and sign up. There's ways that you can create free content, or free opportunities for people to just try, and then have them so that you can take down their information and communicate with them later and hope to grow and nurture that relationship. Those are definitely tactics that we'll go into, kind of exploring other programs very similar to social media training, teaching you how to do those types of tactics in the business, resources that we'll be developing for all of you guys, and more to come on that. I'm growing the toolbox here. So I know that there's a definite need for it. You guys have asked for it, and I'm just looking to fill it up with lots of juicy things, but I want the content to be useful, informative, and if I can help to fill in any blanks, let me know what your favorite topics are, what you want to know more about. I want you to get out there and do it. That's what I want you. How can I make that choice for you a little bit easier? What can I do? What can my team do to help that? And we have a very small team, very, very small team, but we're working on it. It's okay. And I am very, very passionate about the brand. I'm very passionate about all of you. I've been with the company for years, and I'm only now starting to kind of take the reins in the marketing world. And I'm kind of I've had all these dreams for you guys for so long, and now I've got the opportunity to make them happen. So I'm really excited for the opportunity. Yay. Mags, Carrie, anything else you guys want to add, or questions that I didn't answer?
Well, there are questions in the chat that I really don't know the difference between this. And I think you kind of explained it the other day. What's the difference between a hashtag and an @ symbol? That's how rudimentary some of it is.
Yeah, so an @ symbol, you're looking to share something with a particular person. So if you're
so the @ references an account.
An account. So
right.
That perfect way to put it. A person. A hashtag represents a community. So hashtag, fitness moms is a group of people that have followed the term fitness moms in their feeds. Whereas hashtag Carrie Bodendorf is a specific person, or hashtag Melt Method. @ Melt Method is a company. It's one account.
Exactly.
Make sense?
Exactly. And the other thing too is you could theoretically make up any hashtags in the world, but the reason that you want to use these specific ones, and you want to make sure they're spelled correctly too, is so that they link together, because basically anyone who uses those hashtags are linked separate from those accounts. And so someone just clicks on those hashtags and they can see other posts that have the same hashtag. So there's a specific, the hashtags that Michelle has suggested are not ones that are used too much, but also not ones that are used too little. So that's part of that.
So
it's that perfect middle ground.
Would you say a hashtag is kind of like a breadcrumb? And if someone clicks on that breadcrumb, it'll lead them to a whole bunch of other posts that are similar?
Except it links you back to the bread.
Yeah, it's familiar with Facebook groups. A hashtag is very similar to creating a group, and a group of people that are watching similar feeds. So this new content is posted to that group. It's shared amongst the people that are following. That's what some of the lives and some of that will do. This hashtagging of all of these groups is exactly like that. It's just like a Facebook group. And then you're trying to get your message to be read by the people following. I hope I'm not confusing people, but that's the best way I can compare it to. Breadcrumb not sort of, because in the group, there's going to be X many thousand posts. So you're one of many. And if you happen to get picked up again, because of the algorithm, your recency, things like that, you'll be filtered to the top or to the middle or to the bottom in that content as it goes through. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. I hope
And then the other thing that was asked was about Amazon, but I don't really understand. Will you be covering how we could capture percentage from Amazon sales generated by our content? I'm not really sure what you mean, Laura. Laura's still
no,
here.
we could probably like try to get some clarification offline and get that going. I know there's a lot of people that have to have other commitments, but I want to make
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, we can simply say that Refersion does not work with Amazon. So
That's
Refersion works with the Melt Method website, and we would encourage you to recommend that your customers purchase from the Melt Method website and purchase through your affiliate links through Refersion. Amazon does allow us to access like a different customer base. I know sometimes our customers will actually go to Amazon too, but like, that's kind of the general way that works.
Yeah,
If I could ask,
sure.
may I? So I just was curious if you would cover, I know that there's affiliate where it's like a 7% coverage where people tend to go from content to over to Amazon. It sort of just seems, I do it too. I'm guilty as well. So when we might be sending things out blindly to our community, that it might benefit, us personally, even on a lower percentage. And I'm getting lost in how to figure that out. So I would love that, if that.
So you're saying like I'm sorry, the Amazon connection is where I'm getting confused. What do you mean by the?
And not to belabor it, but I thought that there was sort of an affiliate percentage that was available, and maybe I'm wrong.
No,
that-
you are. So part of Refersion,
No, but from Amazon.
Oh,
Sorry.
from Amazon. No, we don't have any program on Amazon. And Amazon controls their own affiliate programs. We don't have any say in what programs Amazon runs for commissions. So you have to think of it this way, because we own meltmethod.com, we have the ability to offer affiliate programs for traffic on our site. But because we don't own Amazon, we don't have any way of doing that.
I see.
Amazon has their own programming and their own list of regulations on who is allowed into their different affiliate programs.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So very quickly, so on that same thread, would people want to become an affiliate on Amazon also?
So I'm not that well versed on affiliate program on Amazon, but you're not going to make the money that you will on Amazon than with Melt Method. Like you're making 20% commission on Melt Method. So Amazon's not going to be able to touch that at all. So you're better off advocating to have people go over to meltmethod.com to get a higher percentage for yourself. That's probably.
We don't have an affiliate program through Amazon. Melt does not.
I understood that. What I'm saying is have an account, an affiliate account with both.
I mean, if you have
to cover your base
products, if you have other Amazon products that you want to advocate for, you can certainly go and do that. But for Melt products, you're better off, especially for the work that it takes to create the content that you're doing and the work that it takes to get those customers in front of you. You're better off. You'll get more bang for your buck, quite literally, for promoting to meltmethod.com instead.
Yep. And when we do offer free shipping for customers for orders over 125, so that's part of the incentivizing people to just purchase from our website.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you guys. It was awesome having to talk to you guys. We will be creating many more of these types of interactions. And if there's any other ideas that you guys have on how we can create more collaborations with you all.
There were some suggestions in the chat about that too. So we'll definitely review those for sure. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.